Happy training day. For this offering, this is the not so sexy and glamorous work. This makes the sexy and glamorous work possible. Um, this is 12 rounds of 1 minute per round, and I structure it with a cardio piece and um, work something that I'm not so good at, whether it's flexibility or just a movement pattern that I want to improve. Um, I like um, I like doing a cardio thing to start because with stretching I don't like cold stretching. I don't believe in cold stretching, especially if you're not really good at stretching or extremely flexible. It's better to get the blood going, um, get the muscles prepared to stretch. Um, and this is a good primer for the day. You know, most of us, after we wake up from sleep, we we shower, brush our teeth, wash our face, and we head right out the door. Look at that range of motion there. That's my tight side. You see, so much different on the left hand side. The right hand side is way, but I'm loosening up, and that's a large reason why I like to do something cardio like to start with. You do that cold, you know, it takes a few rounds to warm up. But once your body starts to get lubricated, it's not too bad. Didn't know what I looked like. I'm doing that. So now, um, continue that is a good way to start your day. Get your blood going. Get your joints loosened up. You've been laying still for 6 hours at least. You're stiff, you know, and it's light. This is light work. Your heart rate's not getting jacked on this stuff. So it's a good primer for the day. Um, also, um, you can also use this as um, active recovery on your off training days. You know, it's like, you don't have to take it off completely. You just the intensity level should be like a huge reduction from what is a normal training day. And it always helps to get the blood going. Always helps. Can't hurt. You understand? So the day off, not necessarily a day off. It's just a lighter day. Um, Now, this thing here, um, I started incorporating this where the the prime thing that I'm trying to work here is shoulder flexion. I have my hands pointing behind me. My fingertips are pointing behind me, and that puts me exaggerates the stretch on the shoulder. And you know, I'm going to be deadlifting later on today, so the bridge helps to warm up or at least prime my hip extension. I feel it in my glutes and the top part of my hamstring. So it's an excellent primer for what I'm going to go through. I'm looking forward to going through later on in the day. But my shoulder flexion is in dire need of improvement. Yeah. So in this circuit, in this circuit, I do 3 rope skips because for me, skipping rope gets me warm fastest. So total of 3 minutes of skipping rope. I'm starting to bead up. Got a little sweat on my brow, and that will make all the range of motion stuff that I'm trying to do um, um, that much. I could get a lot more progress out of it. Um, After this, my I can change from cardio focus to a movement focus. There's some movements that I want to improve and maintain. So look at this now. I'm getting better, getting better. Still, that left hand side is so much better. You could draw a straight line from palm to palm. But on that right hand, that line ain't so straight. It's getting there though. It's getting there. But the more I practice this, the better I get at it. So um, that's a staple. This windmilling type of exercise is going to be a staple for now on until I can do the same thing on the left that I can do on the right. Um, what I believe is my problem, I have extremely tight lat on that side. Rhomboids. Okay, so now this is a movement practice that I'm trying to do. I call this old man skill training, right? Um, it's that most of the people in convalescent homes get there because of falls. You know, they don't know how to brace them. They've forgotten how to break their falls, and and once they get down on the ground, they can't get up off the ground. So, following one of Newton's laws, a body in motion tends to stay in motion. You, by training these things, you're less likely to lose so much of it. As we deteriorate, as we get old, we can't help but lose things. We're going to deteriorate over time. But the only thing we can possibly do, though, is control that rate of decay. You know, so working these movements, keeping them in practice, you know, you stand less of a chance of being in a position where you're unable to perform. And you look at it over the course of a person's life. It's like, as a toddler, you practically lived on the floor. You know, getting on and off the floor is no big task for you. You play down there, you sleep down there, you eat down there. But as we get older, we negotiate the floor a lot less and less over time. And God knows, the more deeper into adulthood we go, right? Oh, that damn fan was in the way. Now now I lower myself to the ground. What I work here on this ab wheel is the negative. I try to slow down my descent to the floor. That's where I get the work at. So I actually go all the way down. I allow myself to touch, not necessarily my chest or my chin, but I'll lower myself. I'm controlling that rate. You know, that's where the meat is. And this is more old man training, um, coupled with some core work. You know, this time I got a nice sweat going. And now back to the windmill. Well, like I was saying, the older we get, the less time we spend on the floor. We don't know how to get down there. Even the tire shoes were creaking and and unting and owing and shit. And and even in our everyday life, we run across people. You just ask yourself the question of people you see: how quickly can they get down, and how quickly could they get up off the floor if they really needed to? If they fell, would they be flapping around like a fish out of water to try to get back to their feet? You know, and that shouldn't be a deficit that we should have to regain, in my opinion. You know, we started off, we came out the box able to do these things, and over time we lost them, and we attribute it to the cost of getting old. But does it necessarily have to be that way? I don't think so. Obviously, I don't think so. And I'm working to regain mine and improve what I have. So, my work is more longevity based. You know, if I look good in a pair of jeans, it's a plus, but not my goal. You know, so um, on the deck squat, right? This is a burpee deck squat. On the burpee deck squat, um, you don't necessarily have to do it with no hands. You know, you could start off with two hands, roll up to your palms and push yourself up. Then, work to one hand, work to one hand, you know, and alternate hands. And then also, to to no hands. Um, you might think a big belly is a factor. It's not necessarily. You know, you can roll to your feet with no hands with a moderate gut. You know, it's more flexibility in your hips that can dictate that more than girth. But girth does get in the way, for sure. It does. Yeah. But for the most part, this is work. And at the end of my 12 minutes, I rest two. I rest 2 minutes, and then I go into the last part of the workout, which is going to be the, the 8 push-up challenge. You know, you're thoroughly lubricated, nice and warm. You could tolerate that kind of stress. You know, so so for the most part, for him, yeah. Okay, so second part of my session here is going to be um 8 push-up challenge. Yeah, set my timer, get myself ready for 4 minutes of suck, absolute suck. Preparing my mind. It, it always feel worse than I think it's going to. There we go, about 10 seconds. And I usually do this with parallettes. I have some trouble with my wrists here. So this is going to be a 10-second hold at the bottom and 20-second hold at the top. If you notice, my arms are not locked out. There's some bend in there. I want the weight to be resting on my muscles and not my bones. Bones you could cheat, muscles can relax. I want to keep that tension going. So another 10 and 20 at the top. So this averages out to 2 repetitions per minute, and we're shooting for 8. I was starting to feel it. Usually I don't start to really feel it until the third one, but It was like I was feeling it kind of. It's like I might have bitten off more than I could chew this morning, but I want to get better at this. So this is also a staple. So after I'm adequately warmed up doing that 12 round circuit, working on you know the the not so sexy and glamorous stuff. I'm going to end it with with something that gets my body going with a little strain, you know. And this will jack my heart rate up. That I'll jack my heart rate up more in these 4 minutes than I had in the 12 minutes prior to this. Yeah, look at me. Yeah, trying to find a position of comfort right now, but there's no real position to rest in this. Yeah, look at that, feeling it there. Yeah, yeah. Now I'm just resetting. Yeah. The exercise is over when when your knees or your body hits the ground. Yeah, but yeah, starting to burn, feeling that resetting again. Oof. Yeah, trying to find a position to hold. Let's see, I'm raising, flattening that back out, trying to take the pressure off. But this is just practice. Uh, Trying not to fail at it. So, yeah, gotta say that. So, be like, why do I do this to myself? I do it all the time. It's like I'm burning right now. I remember, okay, so this must be the last rep. I lost count. I was counting. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. That's terrible. Yeah, that's it. Because I'm looking at that clock. I'm like, oh, it's like 15 seconds. The hardest 15 seconds ever. Yeah, so there it is. Always fall to your knees. So that's it in a nutshell. Um, the not so sexy and glamorous work. I got a hell of a pump in my triceps. And you know, if you want to look into this, try it out, see how you like it. It can't hurt anything, but it's a good way to get the blood going, start your day. Um, you know, pre-workout, post-workout, warm ups, cool downs. Got a lot of purpose. So you could find out where it fits into. All right, I'm out of here.